What's up, my DIY biddies? Welcome to the conversion kit demo. This is your pintail comb, your topsy tail tool to pull your hair through. It's a wire loop tool to pull your hair through little silicone beads. Those are some clear elastics, clips, and hair ties that match your hair color, and then a clear thread and needle, and a little sticker with a thank you card that has some basic info and a scan code on it, so you guys can easily find this tutorial again when you make your order. That is your install kit. And this is what you can expect from your boho hair. So you're going to either get double or single-ended sets. The single-ended sets have a loop. The double-ended sets have two sides. You're going to take your clear elastics, and I'm going to show you how to do a braid-in install, which is the way that they come. A braid-in install is actually very simple once you get the hang of it. I'm going to show you two different ways. You're going to take your clear elastic out, and you're going to part the hair with your little parting comb. Everything you need for these installs is included in that install kit. So you don't really need anything else besides maybe a scissor and a plier. So you're going to take the hair, you're going to make a little section. About half a square inch is perfect. Take your topsy tail tool and put it through your double-ended boho hair or dread. You put it through the center of it. You can actually pull the hair through that, which is going to make it so much more secure. Or you can take your single-ended dread or braid and put it right through the loop. So that's even more straightforward, even more simple. Either way, this can work either way. But for this first braid, I'm going to show you a blanket braid, and I want to show you on a thicker piece because blanket braids really only work on, crochet dreads or a thicker braid. A thinner braid or a twisty braid isn't really going to work as well. You could still do it, but it's not going to work as well with this blanket braid stitch. So I'm just going to use my parting comb again. Just get that section nice and clean so I can pull a half square inch area. If you've got finer hair, you're going to want to use that half square inch. But if you've got thicker hair and more dense hair, then you can actually use a smaller section if you want to. Just don't go so small that then you're causing, tension bumps. You want that density of your hair to kind of somewhat match the density of the boho hair that we're adding. Now, the braid-ins are only worn 4 to 6 weeks, so it's not like it's worn for a super long time. You can take them out even after the weekend. It's totally up to you. So once you thread your hair through your boho hair piece, then you can split it in half. And once you split it in half, then you can start your blanket stitch braid. So I'm going to show you up close here in a second, but basically you take the piece in your left hand and you bring it around the back of the piece, and the piece in your right hand goes in front of it and then back around the piece. So as we get closer here, I'll show you. It's a pretty simple stitch. It's a pretty simple braid. Once you get it, you're just kind of bringing one down and then back and around. One down and then back and around. So if you can see here, the piece on the left goes around and then the piece on the right goes down. And you just keep on switching those pieces back and forth, around and down, around and down. And you can see as I slow down here towards the end, an even better example of that. This is just going to take practice, keeping that stitch on the right hand side, holding the dread or braid piece still as you do it. And then as you get towards the bottom, you're just going to wrap that piece around and then add a hair tie to the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfect. A little water spritz sometimes can help. This is synthetic hair, so it doesn't really take the water, so there was really no point in spraying it. So for this braid, I'm going to do the same thing, except for I'm going to do a wide open stitch. So this is going to be a little bit easier for anybody who's new to braiding in. You're going to take 2 strands and you're going to wrap them around the dread, as you can see here. Crisscross, wrap around the dread. This actually kind of incorporates your natural color to the dread too, if the color match isn't perfect. I didn't do a perfect color match in this one because, first of all, this mannequin head is platinum as can be. And secondly, I kind of wanted you to be able to see the work on the stitching, so I did go with a little bit darker with the actual braid-ins. As you get to the bottom of this one, again, you're just going to wrap those pieces back and forth around each other, and then you're going to hair tie the bottom of it. Again, a little water spritz is kind of nice towards the end because you can see how mine's getting a little bit frizzy, but it's not the end of the world. It's going to all kind of work itself down. When you hair tie, I like to double up my hair tie like that, so it's just a little bit faster, a little bit quicker for you to just give it like once or twice crisscross. Now we're going to do a clip-in a clip-in conversion on your boho hair. So take your little needle and thread, your clear thread in your needle, make a little nice double knot at the end when you match up your pieces after you thread your needle. And then we're going to sew this, clip your end just so it's nice and tidy. We're going to sew this onto our clip. It's pretty simple. You're just going to, push back and forth through those two holes. And then once you get towards the end, you're going to secure the end by pushing it back through where you've been working and then pulling it back through itself in that loop, just creating a little knot, nothing crazy. Then when you actually have it all attached on both sides, part your little hair, pull it back comb where you want to put it, because you always are going to back comb a little bit. This is synthetic hair again, so I really had to back comb it so it's not slippery. And then clip it into that spot where you've created a little back comb. This is the simplest way to wear our boho hair. It really is just the quickest, easiest. You can take it in and out whenever you want. If you're just not sure if you want to commit to even a braid-in style, this is super easy. And then, you can wear your hair up, down, whatever with these clip-ins, and they stay secure all night. They're so much fun. And then one last way I wanted to show you guys is our bead-in technique. So this is a technique that you could wear, maybe for a weekend, maybe 2 weeks. You're just going to use our little color match to your hair beads that we send you, and put it onto your wire tool. So this time we're going to be using our wire tool. You're going to push that little bead down onto the wire tool, onto the neck of the tool, part your hair just like before, find your little section. Now take that 1 inch or ½ inch square and split it in half. Then you're going to pull that 1/2 through the center of either your double or single-ended boho hair braid, and then reconnect those two sides together. So those two sections, you're going to reconnect them together, and this is what's going to be holding it in your hair. Then you're going to pull that silicone bead through, and now you're going to take your pliers and just secure that bead. You don't want it pointing upwards. You don't want, like I'm showing you there, you want it downwards. And you don't want it pulling super tight or super loose, right in the middle. You don't want any sort of tension on your head when you're putting this in your or your friend's hair. And then just flip the other side down and you are good to go. That is a super simple way to have a very secure attachment throughout the night, because sometimes a clip can slip. So this is a super fun way, and also you don't lose any hair density. And to remove, all you do is smush that little silicone bead the opposite direction with your plier and then slide it out. Don't cut your hair. I've heard of people cutting their hair after this, and I don't understand why. And it just slips right out then. So you can wear that for the weekend, for the night, for whenever. We've got our blanket stitch braid, our open weave, and as you can see, she is styling. She is looking so cute. And that's my time, guys. Bye.